So, Arisha, we've talked about former Selling Sunset cast member Christine Quinn and her husband, Christian Richard, before, and they are back in the news again for more terrible reasons.
Yeah, this is getting so ugly.
It is. And I gotta say, there have been a lot of allegations back and forth between both of them, and the new ones are pretty dark.
Yeah, there are a couple of new developments in the world of Christine and Christian, and one of them could actually land him in jail.
Yeah. From Wondery, I'm Brooke Sifrin.
And I'm Arisha Skidmore-Williams, and a very quick shout out to our writer-producer Michaela Myers, who got engaged.
Oh, yeah. Congrats,
last
Michaela.
week.
Super cute proposal, too.
MC
So cute.
your wedding.
Yes.
Everyone's looking for podcast hosts for that. But it's Thursday, May 9th.
And you're listening to Rich and Daily. So back in March, we talked about Christine Quinn's rocky marriage to tech guru Christian Richard. And Richies, if you remember, things were so bad that the police got involved. Christian was arrested and taken into custody after Christine alleged that their 2-year-old son was hit with a bag containing a glass bottle that Christian threw at her. And Christian was released the next day on a $30,000 bond, but it did not take long for the cops to arrest him again. So Christian showed back up at their house, which violated an emergency protection order that Christine had in place. And since this all went down, Christine's legal team has been building a case against Christian, and they've added even more disturbing accusations against him.
Yeah, this shit should only exist in a Law & Order SVU episode.
I know.
Not in real life.
Yeah.
So for starters, Christine filed a restraining order against Christian back in March. And in her filing, she says Christian faked a suicide attempt to see if I cared about him.
Ugh. If that's true, that's so manipulative.
I know. Just I feel like I heard about this kind of thing happening a lot in college, and it's just such a terrible way to try and control someone.
I told you, I've called a boyfriend's mom.
Yeah.
When he did that. Be like, try that again, buddy. See how it goes.
Yeah. But Christine says the incident left her terrified, of course, and that when she found out he had faked the whole thing, she became even more afraid. Now, the filing also goes into more detail about the March dispute that ended with him getting arrested, the one we talked about on here before. Christine claims that the night before everything blew up, they got into a major fight after she told him she wasn't satisfied with what he was bringing to their relationship. Christine claims he then began to throw decorative floral arrangements and that she was struck by a box that he threw and was almost smacked by a metal rod. She also says he threw an open can of Red Bull at her and then pulled dog feces out of the trash and threw that at her as well.
Jesus.
And then, according to Christine, things got even more bizarre. She says Christian pulled out his penis and urinated all over the floor.
That's fully unhinged behavior.
Everything about this is this guy needs to be locked up.
Yes. So now, understandably so, divorce is on the table. But the surprising thing about all of this is that Christian is the one who wants out. He filed for divorce last month, citing the always popular irreconcilable differences. And he's asking for full legal custody of their son, who's also named Christian. But that audacity might be an uphill battle because yesterday, Christian was charged with 3 misdemeanors in connection with his 2 arrests back in March.
Yeah, so according to the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office, Christian was charged with child abuse / endangerment, assault, and violation of a protection order. Now, the good news for Christian, though, is that these are all misdemeanors, so he was able to avoid any felony charges. Woohoo for Christian. According to TMZ, the case was handed over to the city attorney after the Los Angeles County DA determined that the case did not meet felony requirements. Which I always think of my brother, because he had to serve 6 months on a grand jury where they constantly had a DA come with here's what we want to charge this person with, and the grand jury decides if they can or can't. He got in so much trouble because he wouldn't put his phone away.
I thought you were going to say he served 6 months in jail. I was like, why? I was going to be like, why did I not know any of this?
I love my brothers. They would not last 1 second in jail. Not even half a second.
Yeah.
So yesterday after Christian was charged, Christine's lawyer, Jacqueline Sparagna, told Page Six that they are extremely satisfied with the LA City Attorney's decision. And she called this development a crucial step towards safeguarding the legal and personal interests of both victims.
Yeah. So far, we have not heard from Christian about these charges, but we have heard from Christine.
Yeah, so she took to social media and got right to the point. Yesterday on X, she wrote, "Trash always takes itself out."
Should she be posting that, though? Like in the midst of a legal battle?
I don't even know. I don't understand. This is a term from a song this is a lyric from Taylor Swift, right? Trash always takes itself out.
I don't know.
I don't understand it because it doesn't. I take the trash out. Trash has literally never taken itself out. I see this everywhere and I'm like, does it though?
That's a really good question.
It doesn't. I would love for it to take itself out. Mine's smelling up my kitchen right now.
Yeah, where does that saying come from? That's the conversation we need to be having on this show.
I know. Scrap all the stuff we said before.
Yes.
Where does this come from? It doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense. So, Arisha, any final thoughts on this story?
I know this is all alleged. Like none of this has been,
Yeah.
proven by a jury of our peers.
Uh-huh.
But it's messy. Like even if this isn't true, which it feels true. It feels, they're charging him. There's evidence. It feels like he's a shitty person.
Mhm.
And I remember after we did the first episode about this, there were comments just about like Christine being like a trash person as well, like having
like being
her own.
abusive too.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
it feels like they're both very problematic people and they shouldn't be together is what
I
it comes
know.
down to. They're not compatible.
No, God, not at all. And I, of course, always think about like the child.
The
He's only
kid,
2 years
yeah.
old, and
Yeah.
it's like that's the real victim in all of this.
Always. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's rough to see, but
Yeah. And it was a quick heads up. Couples, you don't have to bring kids in the world. It's not mandated.
take some time. See
Yeah.
if maybe your relationship is actually tumultuous
Yeah.
before you decide to
Yeah.
have kids,
Yeah. The
It's
world
just a
will keep going.
Just a little tip from two childless ladies.
Child free. Thank you.
Child-free since 85.
6.
From Wondery, I'm Brooke Sifrin.
And I'm Arisha Skidmore-Williams. This is Rich and Daily.
See you tomorrow, Richies. If you like our show, please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you're listening right now.
Be sure to follow us on all socials at Arisha Skidmore-Williams and at Brooke Sifrin. We love to connect with you.